Hey, fourth graders. Today we are going to talk about story elements. So we're going to dive into story elements, but today we're not going super deep. So let's look at these. So one of the story elements you're probably pretty familiar with already are characters. So characters are the people or animals that are important to the story. Sometimes characters can even be other things like toys in Toy Story, or I have a book where it's trees that are talking, and those are the characters in that story. But they must have human characteristics such as thinking, speaking, and moving. And just because an animal is in a story does not mean it would be classified as a character. It has to be really kind of important to the story. Then we have setting. Setting, such an important word. The setting is when and where a story or scene takes place. Remember that, when and where. The setting is very important since if the setting changes, so would the story. So think about the difference in a story that takes place in the city and a story that takes place in the country. That would be very different types of stories, right? And if you change the setting, you could change the characters, the plot, everything. Which brings us to our next word, plot. Check this out. So three little pigs, except who are our pigs? The minions. The plot is the sequence of major events in a story. So this isn't every event, it's the major events. That means the really important ones. The things that happen in the beginning, in the middle, and the end of the story that are very important are the plot events. And we're going to be diving pretty deep into plot over the course of our unit. Now let's talk about conflict. Ooh, I can see the conflict here. The conflict of a story is the overall problem or issue that needs to be dealt with. There can be small problems in a story, but the overarching problem throughout most of a story is the conflict. So the little teeny tiny problems, like the fact that the three little pigs had to decide what to build with, that was kind of an issue for them, but it wasn't their biggest issue, their biggest problem. So it wouldn't be the conflict of their story. For example, the conflict for the three little pigs is that a wolf is harassing them. Yeah, so that's definitely their conflict. So if you have a conflict, if it's a good story, unless it's like a series where you get to it eventually, you must have a resolution. The resolution of a story is how the conflict is solved, fixed, or dealt with. It's the solution. In the three little pigs, the wolf is taken care of when he falls down the chimney and into a boiling pot of water. Problem solved. All right, fourth graders, thanks for learning with me today. Have a great day.